The night was cold and the rain poured angrily against the city streets. Cars rushed by, horns echoed, and her umbrellas fluttered in the wind. Yet, in a small, dimly lit grocery store at the corner of Rosewood Street, a woman stood at the checkout counter, her shoulders heavy with exhaustion. Her breaths were slow and painful. Her eyes looked tired, the kind of tired that sleep could never fix. Her name was Elena, a single mother trying her best to survive each day. She once had dreams, big ones, but life had reduced those dreams into one simple purpose: keeping her little daughter alive, fed, and smiling. Beside her sat Lily, her 7-year-old girl with bright hazel eyes and a messy ponytail. She was drawing on a worn piece of paper, glancing up every now and then to watch her mother cough again and again, trying to hide it so Lily wouldn't worry. "Mommy, do you want some water?" Lily whispered. Elena forced a smile. "I'm okay, sweetheart. Mommy just needs to finish her shift." But she wasn't okay. A burning pain spread in her chest every time she coughed. She had been sick for months, the kind of sickness that requires expensive treatment. Treatment she could never afford, not on this salary, not alone. Across town, in a towering glass building with shining lights, Alexander Hart, known as the youngest and most feared CEO in the city, sat in his luxury office. Powerful, cold, rich. People called him heartless, and sometimes he believed it. Because what was a heart worth if every time he cared, life only hurt him more? He lost his wife years ago due to illness. Money couldn't save her. He had everything, yet he couldn't save the one person he truly loved. Since then, he buried all emotions behind walls taller than his office building. The next morning, fate decided their worlds had to collide. Alexander walked into the grocery store to buy coffee, something he never did himself, but his driver was stuck in traffic. He stood in line, scrolling through his phone, not paying attention, until he heard a soft cough and a cup hit the ground. Elena's knees buckled. She tried to stand, but couldn't. Lily ran to her. "Mommy, Mommy." Alexander stepped back, startled. He watched as the little girl held her mother, tears streaming down her tiny face. Lily looked around desperately, her voice shaking. "Please, someone help. My mommy is sick, but she still works, she has to." The store went silent. Alexander's phone slipped from his hands as her words pierced through him like a blade. Something inside him cracked, something he'd locked away for so long. He rushed forward and gently helped Elena sit down. "Call an ambulance," he demanded. Elena weakly shook her head. "Please, no hospital. I can't afford." Alexander stared at her, disbelief, and then anger. Not at her, but at a world where a woman had to choose between breathing and earning. "She needs a hospital," he insisted. Lily clutched his sleeve, her voice trembling. "Please, sir, mommy needs to keep working. If she doesn't, we won't have money for rent, or food. Please, don't take her job away." Alexander's chest tightened. He crouched down to Lily's eye level. "Hey, I promise you," he said softly, "your mommy will not lose anything. I'll take care of both of you." Lily blinked. "Why? You don't even know us." Alexander looked at Elena, sweat on her forehead, body shaking, but still trying to stand up and continue working. "Because, no mother should have to suffer just to give her child a meal," he whispered. When Elena woke up at the hospital, she was terrified, afraid of the bill, afraid Lily might be alone, afraid she might get fired. But Lily was asleep beside her. And sitting nearby, staring at the floor with heavy eyes, was Alexander. "You're awake," he said quietly. Elena sat up, panicking. "I'm sorry, the hospital, I can't pay." "You don't have to," Alexander interrupted. "I covered it." "Why would you do that?" she whispered, confused, scared. Alexander looked down. For years, he avoided that question, avoided caring. But this time, he couldn't. "Because a long time ago, someone I loved needed help. And I couldn't save her. I can't let that happen again." Elena stared at him, this rich man with expensive clothes and tired eyes, and for the first time, she saw not a CEO, but a broken human being. Days passed. Alexander arranged better doctors. He sent healthy meals to their home. He gave Elena time off, fully paid. He even brought toys and books for Lily. At first, Elena refused. Pride wouldn't let her depend on someone else. But Lily looked at the food bags with excitement, and Elena swallowed her refusal. For her daughter's sake, she accepted help. One evening, Lily approached Alexander on the bench outside their apartment. "Sir, are you lonely?" she asked suddenly. Alexander froze. He wasn't prepared for questions like that. Lily continued, smiling softly. "You help us a lot. But who helps you?" He swallowed hard. "I don't need help." She shook her head like a wise little old soul. "Everyone needs someone." Those words made his heart remember how to beat again. As weeks passed, Elena grew stronger. Still recovering, but smiling again. And Lily, she became Alexander's little sunshine. She would draw him pictures, tell him stories, make him laugh, something he forgot he could do. But one stormy night, Elena found Alexander outside, staring at the sky with tears he didn't let fall. "Alexander," she whispered. He startled. "Sorry, I just needed air." She stepped closer. "You saved us. You gave us a home again. But why do you still look so lost?" He closed his eyes. "Because every time I feel happy, I remember the pain I lost in the past. I'm afraid, if I care again, I might lose again." Elena gently placed her hand over his. "You didn't lose your heart," she said. "You were just waiting for a reason to use it again." Her warmth, her honesty, shattered the last stone wall around his heart. He looked at her, truly looked at her, and for the first time since his wife's death, the world didn't feel empty. Months later, Elena was back to full health. Alexander offered her a better job at his company, with good pay, comfortable hours, and benefits. She tried to argue, but he just smiled. "It's not charity. You're talented. Let me give you the chance you deserve." And she finally accepted, not out of desperation, but gratitude. Lily became the company's little star, visiting Alexander's office, spreading joy wherever she went. Employees, who once feared the CEO, now whispered, "He's changed. He smiles now." But it wasn't just his smile that changed, it was his heart. He found a family again. A year later, the grocery store was a distant memory. Elena stood beside Alexander at a charity event, raising money to help other families struggling with illness. Lily ran between them and grabbed both their hands. With her tiny fingers linking theirs together, she looked up and beamed. "See, I told you. Everyone needs someone." Alexander and Elena exchanged a look full of unspoken love, healing, and new beginnings.